All right, welcome to the Fast Start training. We're super excited to have you here. I'm Melanie Greeno. This is Greg Greeno. We've been full-time in the industry for 10 years. We are so excited about this team that is building rapidly and expanding globally. And we wanted to go through a Fast Start training with you guys that is just the key fundamentals of making your business absolutely explode. It's the keys that most people miss when they go to build a network marketing business, and it's the thing that will either make or break your business. So we're excited. These are, from the top. We want to make sure that you guys have the right information, and this is what the leaders have taught us, and we're now passing on to you. So we just want to make sure you have the information. Now, Fast Start training is all about getting someone started. We know that getting someone started is just the very first step, not the last step in the process of creating a dynamic, explosive team. And so there's a couple of things that you can do to ensure your new people are getting success. Number one, when you start a new partner, you want to add them to the Facebook group. And of course, that's the Diamond Network WGN, the Diamond Network WGN. You can add them. They will need to be approved, which we will stay on top of every single day. Number two, when they get in that Facebook page, you want to send them to the Files tab where they're going to download the script document. The script document is going to keep them on track and moving quickly. You guys, when people don't have to think about what to say, they move their feet. Number two, you want to send them to the video tab and have them watch this video, which will be posted there, so they're going to know what to do next to get started. And of course, you want to help them make their list of 100, but take their top 10 and help them get 2 new partners in their first 48 hours. Now, of course, you're going to hear if they want to go fast, we're going to get them 10. Now, we'll talk about plugging them in, and I'm going to get Greg to talk about immunizing because he's really good at that. We want to make sure people are getting plugged into the upcoming Zoom meetings, any launch calls that are going on. We've got to get that information in front of our new people. So you want to make sure you're texting it to them. They're in, if there's a WhatsApp group with your leader, or, if your leader doesn't have one, start one. But all the new people get added in there, and it's a way to communicate. You want to make sure you're sending out that information and sending it out again an hour before or a half an hour before to remind them, because how many times have you thought, oh, I need to do that training, and then you get to the time and you absolutely forget to get on. So we want to make sure that the new people know that that's important and that we can get that information in front of them daily. Now, Greg, immunizing obviously is important.
Well, before that, what I want to say on these Facebook pages, you guys, and if you are having a WhatsApp group, I love that Melanie says here, hint, allow zero negativity on pages. So you guys, we're leaders here. Each and every one of you guys are pioneering and leading, and understand that you want to make sure that you've got a collaborative environment that's very conducive to growth and positive. You want a growth environment, and negativity does not spur on growth. Neither does criticism or condemnation or any of that stuff. So let's make sure we're solution oriented. I understand that you may or I may be going through struggles in our businesses at times. I want to encourage you guys, reach out to your sponsor and your upline via text or something. Don't add, like if you're, like there was somebody in our WhatsApp group last week that said, I'm running out of all the people I know, like just complaining and whining about all the things that were going wrong for him, and not talking about solutions or how can I, there's a way to go about that, you guys, when you're asking for help. It's like, hey, how can I meet new people? How can I find this? How can I make this work? But if somebody's constantly just going onto your pages or your WhatsApp group and just complaining about, how it's not working for him. And here's the thing, doubt and fear, you can't let that creep into your group, you guys. You need to have a growth environment. So what I encourage you to do, and I encourage your people to do, or I would encourage your people to do, if I were you, is I would encourage them to say, hey, if you make a few calls and it's not going the way that you want, or you're struggling with this, or some of the information's getting lost here or something like that, reach out to me personally so we can course correct and get you back on page. You know what I mean? And then go back to the WhatsApp group and the Facebook group to get encouragement, to get uplifted, to find information. Communication really is the key. And we want to control that communication in a way that it's positive and it's adding value, and creating a growth environment and what the heck is the word I'm looking for? An impression of increase.
Yeah.
So actually, on that note, if you're adding to the WhatsApp groups, if you're adding to the Facebook pages, you guys, make sure you're looking at that stuff and say, is this leaving an impression of increase for everybody that's on here? Here's the truth. If you want to level up in your life and level up in your business, you want to grow beyond where you are, you have to outgrow the current space that you are in. And here's the fastest way to do it. Leave an impression of increase with everyone, every group that you're in. You guys add value. How is this adding value? How is this adding value? How am I, increasing? How am I, on the way to progress? If that's what you're communicating and that's the stuff that you're portraying in these groups, you're going to outgrow your current space and you're going to level up, you guys. So on that note, Melanie wants me to talk about immunizing. I'm just reading her lettering here. Sorry, one second. Not everyone's going to think this is a good idea. Some will think, oh, gotcha. Yeah, you want to let people know, like, you should aim for 10 a day. You know what I mean? Whether it's text or you're making calls or however you're getting the information out there. But if we're aiming for 10 a day, you're going to get 2. We want to teach people to get 2 in their first 24 to 48 hours. And you got to let people know, you got to let them know that not everybody's going to think it's a great idea. Not everybody wants to earn more money. Right. Not everybody wants to be a part of something big. Not everybody wants to contribute. Not everybody wants to add value. There's so many people that are so bought into their own stories, and their story is who they are, you know what I mean, to them. And sometimes a new idea can challenge who they are, who they think they are, and they're not going to like it, you know what I mean? And here's another thing you need to understand. You need to encourage your people to realize and let them know that there's going to be some people that are very close to them, family, friends, that they're going to take a new idea to. And, they're going to try and, in the name of protection, but they're going to try and hold them back. And the reason is because if you're setting out to go do something and outgrow where you currently are, the people that are closest to you want you to stay exactly the same. Most people do, because they're comfortable with who you are and you make them feel comfortable. When you're trying to step out and grow, it makes them uncomfortable. Here's one word of advice I would give each and every one of you guys. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And another thing I'd like to say is welcome to our functional dysfunctional family as well. As you can see, this is really more about heart than it is anything else. And you're going to face all kinds of adversity. You're going to face doubt, fear, worry. All kinds of things are going to creep in. But you got to let people know that that's normal. It's part of being a human being. We're spiritual beings. And spirit is meant for expansion and fuller expression. And every time you try to expand and express and outgrow the current position that you're in, you're going to face resistance, So let people know they're going to face resistance, but you got to let them know it's going to be there and to move on past it anyway. So Melanie, if you want to go on the next slide.
What you guys do by immunizing them is that they're then prepared as they are reaching out, because when you take massive immediate action, of course, the more you do, the more resistance you face. And so I want you guys to know, if you ain't doing nothing, you ain't going to face no resistance. But if you're going to go do something big, you're going to face bigger resistance, right? So when you're got a new person started, you want to make sure you have them contact 3 people and then let you know how it's going. They need to just say, go ahead, use the scripts, go ahead, contact 3 people, text me back and let me know how it's going. A, if they're taking action. B, if they are saying something to provoke objections and you can help them course correct quicker. Maybe they're not picking up the phone. Maybe they're not, I don't know what they're doing. You want to make sure that they are giving you feedback along the way. This way you can be a great coach and mentor and help them grow quickly and efficiently. You want to make sure they don't spam their Facebook, and you do have to tell people that, because people get excited and they think that by posting something on Facebook, everyone's going to buy. And in fact, what they're going to do is blow out their list. So we want to make sure they're not lighting their list on fire, because seriously, that's not the way to go. So we can use Facebook as a very profitable prospecting tool, but definitely not by spamming our list, definitely not by posting all, World GN, World GN, World GN, but instead reaching out to people through Messenger and creating some curiosity with what you're doing. Then, of course, you want to have them use their upline for a 3-way call for a couple of calls. Reason being, you guys, is they actually get the closing questions. They get to hear you doing it. So if a new person, let's say Greg's the new person, and we're going to go through how to do this, but he's contacting 4 of his buddies, I'm going to say, hey, Greg, if you get your buddies on the phone, I'd love for you to get them on the phone with me so you can hear me ask those closing questions. You can hear how I close them up and get their credit card. And Greg's going to feel, number 1, supported. Number 2, he's going to hear you do it. And of course, most people learn by doing, not by what you tell them.
This really is a learn by earning thing. So Because in the beginning, communication is going to be the key with your people. So I know Melanie had said, you know, call 3, and if you're not getting the results, you know, ask for help. I would say even if you are getting the results that you want, be in constant contact with your sponsor and your upline, because you can make little minor adjustments, little tweaks to make it better, more effective, more efficient. That's how it's going to go viral for you guys. So Melanie's talking about scripts, you guys. They're extremely duplicatable. People can read them. And the key to winning in network marketing is it's not about you being a super salesperson. You know, a lot of times people are always talking about, oh, I know the Joe and he can sell ice cream to Eskimos or ice to Eskimos. We're not looking for those guys. No. We're looking for people that are coachable and teachable and willing to follow a simple, duplicatable system. It's not what works in network marketing. It's what duplicates. And the key to winning big is to having a large group of people doing a few key activities, you know, on a daily basis. So would you rather be talking to 100 people yourself, or would you rather have 100 people talking to 1 every day? You're getting the same results. You're getting the same activity. You become more efficient, more effective. You get some time freedom to go along with it too. You know what I mean? So you can enjoy the finances and the time freedom. So make sure that what you're doing is duplicatable.
And we have doctors and lawyers and, you know, wealthy people and stay-at-home mom. We have all kinds of people getting started on the team. And often the ones that are used to being the expert are the ones that struggle, because they want to have the answers. They want to get it all right. They want to seem professional. And you can be very professional while you're doing this. Of course, want to be professionals. However, you don't need to be the expert before you start, because there's somebody that can take a call to answer those questions. And our mentor used to say, would you rather say you is right? Or no, I am right, or you is rich, right? That's what Paul used to say. He used to
say, would you rather say I is right or I is rich?
There you go. All right, guys, here's a couple of scripts. I'm going to do the first one. Greg's going to go through the way he does it, and then I'll go through the way I do it. A quick, easy invite. And this is right from Natita and Chad. She sends out, OMG, have you seen this? Hilo Life. And she sends a video. That's what she does. So that works really well for her. And that's a great way, if you're used to texting your friends and that kind of thing, that's a great way to pique interest, because they will go and see it. Now, if you want to use a couple of other scripts, and guys can reword these obviously a little bit, don't change them drastically, but you know, you could lead with the product and say, Bob, if I had a product that literally was helping save lives and was revolutionizing the healthcare industry, would you want to know about it? Yes or no? And that's from Ramasio. That's one of the scripts that he uses. If I sent you a 2-minute video, when can you watch it? Get their permission before you send the video. Don't just send the video. You want to ask them, if I sent you the video, would you watch it? If you want to do the next one.
Leading with the opportunity?
Yeah.
Okay. The key to a happy marriage, you guys, is happy wife, happy life. Do what mom wants and everything goes well.
It took 10 years for us to learn that. That's okay.
Oh, we're still working on it.
I'm just teasing.
So lead with opportunity. When it comes to making money, are you married to your job, or do you keep your options open? If they say they're married to their job, move on. If they say they're open, you say, knowing what you know today about Fitbit, if you could have been first and earned from every device sold, would you have done it? Yes or no? If I told you I have a first-to-market Fitbit on steroids in my possession now, would you want to see it? Yes or no? Send the video. Did you want to read the next one, or do you want me to?
I'll go to the next one.
Okay.
So that's the one where, you know, I love the yes or no question. And by the way, you guys, when we were on a plane coming back from Miami, I used the "Are you married to your job?" 3 times actually. And each time the guy came back and said, no. So it was a great recruiting tool, a great recruiting line. And what I'm doing, and Greg, are you phoning or are you texting when you're
I'm phoning people. So yeah, like you can text. I mean, I'm a firm believer in results. So whatever is working for you, you know, we've had people on our team so far in this week that we've launched that are like, oh, I texted to like 34. What the heck is that? Do you see that red thing that just shot across the screen? That was pretty wild.
Squirrel.
So anyways, what the heck was I just saying? Oh, we've had people that have been texting. They're like, I texted like 35 people and no one's responding. I'm like, well, why would you do that if you're not getting the results that you want? So anyways, I tried texting. I texted a few people. I never got the result. People weren't responding. So then I picked up the phone and I made the call. People heard the urgency, the excitement. And so I used that second one, but it went a little something more like this. So I say the same thing every time, and I'll try and do it slow, but I'm really excited and I'm very excitable. So
we could role play if you want.
Okay.
Call me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Melanie, how's it going?
Fantastic.
Awesome. Hey, Melanie, listen, there's a reason I'm calling. I know it's been a long time since we've talked, but I just found out about a tech company that's literally disrupting the wearable technology space. It's exploded in growth, like 400% in the last 4 months. Let me ask you a quick question. If you knew 3 or 4 years ago what you knew today about Fitbit and Apple Watch, and you could have went back in time and been one of the first to get involved and got paid off of every single device sold for the last 3 or 4 years, would you have wanted to take advantage of it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hey, listen, I don't got a whole bunch of time to get into it right now. Would it be okay if I texted you a link? There's 3 short videos. It's going to explain exactly what I'm talking about and exactly how you can take advantage of it. Would you watch them?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, perfect. So it's like 10 o'clock right now, or whatever it is. It's 9 o'clock. I don't know. Anyways, if I called you back today at 4 o'clock, would that be a good time to call?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So if I call you, and then this is where I lock it in, guys. I say, so if I called you back today at 4, you'll for sure have had a chance to take a look at those 3 short videos?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste mine. I'm going to call you at 4. We'll talk more about it then. Sound good?
Yep, perfect.
Okay, so now it's 4 o'clock. Now this is exactly how my collecting a decision goes for every single person. This is how I sort through people. So it's 4. Melanie, did you have a chance to take a look at those 3 videos?
I did.
Okay, perfect. What did you like best about what you saw?
I like the technology for sure, and I like the money.
Okay, cool. I like that too.
Yeah,
me too.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, let me ask you a quick question. Do you see yourself just being a customer, or did you catch the vision here, want to earn some money with us and capitalize on the time?
Oh, money.
Okay, cool. Listen, so after watching those videos, Melanie, which one of those packages do you think would be the best fit for you?
The top pack, for sure. It made more money, right? 20%?
Yeah, well, you get 20%. You make 3 times as much money, actually, because you get the 3 business centers.
Yeah, man.
So, okay, perfect. So how do you spell your name?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, and then I just fill out the information.
Literally, you guys, that's how calls are going. If they have any objections, that's where they're going to be. And this is where, if you choose to, you can call in your upline, which we'll talk about here in a second. So make sure you heard Bob. He said, what time, when he was calling me, he said, what time will you be able to look at that video? If I call you back at 7 or 8, you'll for sure have been able to see it. You want to lock in that follow-up time. Listen to me. Exposures are not the money maker. Yes, you have to expose.
You don't get paid anything for showing helo to anyone. You get paid for collecting decisions. The #1 earners in every company, the top earners anywhere, are the greatest decision collectors. Yes, they got to be good at prospecting. Yes, they got to be good at team building. Yes, they got to be good at motivating. Yes, they got to be good at inspiring. Yes, they got to be good at communication. But at the end of the day, if you're not collecting decisions, you're not making any money. Nor are you teaching people how to make any money. You need to be a decision collector. You need to be a collector. Sorry, I've got a lot of Italian friends. That means a different thing in some of their culture.
So what you guys want to do is make sure that you know that when you're following up, the follow-up is to ask those 2 questions. And if you come up with objections, that's where you can.
Somebody's writing all over the screen. I don't know how that happens, but I love your artwork.
That's pretty. All right, guys. So what we want to do is make sure that we know that when we're asking those 2 questions, it's for the purpose of collecting the decision, okay? So if you get stuck, you can 3-way in your World GN partner. Now, this is how that's going to happen. I would say, Greg's talking to me, right? And well, we're going to reverse it now. So I've called Greg back. I've asked the 2 questions. I say, okay, Greg, which package do you see yourself getting started with? Give me some objection.
Well, I mean, it all looks really good. I just, it seems kind of expensive.
Oh, okay. You know what, Greg? I would be doing you a complete disservice if I didn't get you on the phone with, Juliana Heaney. She is absolutely exploding in this business. She's 22 years old. She's texting and making money. She's following a simple system. What I love about her is that she is focused on all the right things, and she's got a powerful testimony. Hang on a second. I'm just going to grab her, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to 3-way her in. I'm not asking him if he wants to talk to her. I'm edifying the craziness out of her, and then I am bringing her on the call. And all that person is going to do is answer the objection, because it's a voice that's not yours. And they're going to go through those two questions. So Greg, what'd you like best about what you saw, right? And then how do you see yourself getting started? Do you want to make some money? It's not that we're ignoring his question. It's that his question isn't really his question. He's got fears and concerns that he's not going to be able to do it. And by me bringing in somebody who's following the system, who's getting results, they're going to say to him, dude, can you follow the system? Can you do what I just did? And what's going to happen is that he's going to hear, and the new person's going to hear from the experienced person how to handle the objections, and that's a way to learn. Now, the three-way calls aren't necessary. We like to do them on our team, but we don't want to do all the calls. Our goal is to do 1, 2, or 3 calls with a new person and then have them start doing calls with their team. The purpose is always training. And you want to make sure that your new people are printing off that script document, because if I'm doing a call for you, you'd better have that script in front of you reading along, because your job's to learn. How many of you want to make a 6 or 7 figure income with World GN like now? Right now, there's guys in this company that are blowing out the doors. They're making 40, 50 grand in their first 30 days, some of them in their first week. And you can do it too if you follow the system, and those scripts are the system. So make sure if you need help, you reach out and ask for help. Now, you want to make sure that when when your new person is phoning people back, they know to have an application form so that they can, I'll call you back later to get your information, or go ahead and text me your information. Take it right over the phone. And by the way, you've got to get on the phone. Even if you're texting or messaging, you've got to get off of the message onto the phone. You want to get their information over the phone and get them set up. And here's what you say. You know what, Greg? I'm going to get you set up on that package. I'm going to save your spot because, of course, our team is absolutely exploding. So you have locked in your spot now. Congratulations. I'm going to add you to a Facebook group. In that Facebook group, you're going to click on File and print off the scripts. Number 1, very important. Do you want to say the things that will get you a result?
Yes.
Would you like to avoid the things that do not get you results?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and print off that file. Number 2, there's a video there under videos. It's a fast start video. It's very important that you watch it. It's about 30 minutes long. It's going to fill you in on exactly what to do next. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Awesome. Can you please, I'm going to add you right now to that group. Can you please text me once you've got that script printed off and that video watched?
Yeah.
Awesome. The other thing I need you to do, of course, is make your list. Who are the top 10 people that you're thinking of?
Okay.
Okay. And now he's going to make his list, and I'm going to get him to go directly and get those scripts. I would, if I was you, send them to that new person, as well as having them on the Facebook group. So I would have them in a copy and paste text that you can shoot off so that they can go get the scripts immediately, because they should be peaking and passing 5 to 10 people within a couple of hours. That's what's exploding this business. So with a new person, if you're new, right, you're watching this for the first time, and or if you're starting someone new, write a list of 100 names and you want to build it to 200 this week. Number 2, pick your top 10 and text them today. Who are the people that you want in the top spots of your business? Because at the end of the day, you can use that as a leverage tool. Do you want to take a minute and talk about that, Greg, actually, the top 10 spots and why it's so important to contact those people that you want at the very top of your business?
Well, I think the first thing that you need to do is, honestly, if you've decided to build a business here, if you've made the decision, you're not trying it like you would try broccoli or try carrots, I would highly recommend that you make sure that the people you love and care about are at the very top of your business. Mom, grandma, aunt, uncle, sister, brother. I mean, it's not option. No is the wrong answer for you is what I would say. It doesn't matter if they want to do it or not. No is the wrong answer. Get them in and then go and build out your business. The launch calls have been extremely effective for creating urgency and getting people to move. So you want to stress the importance. If you've made the decision that you're going to do this until it works, that you've made the decision you're going to build a dynasty here with World GN and with this team, I encourage you to create urgency for your people and create fear of loss. And how you do that is by going out and letting them know the importance of getting in at the very top of your business, because you're going to go build it anyways, with or without them. So as you go out and show the business, you just got to, I draw circles, and it creates, and it says, listen, I've got 5 more people in the funnel I'm talking to today. So, because they can hum and haw and like, I don't know, I need to talk to my wife, I need to do this, I need to do that. Bottom line is this, is you can say, hey, Tom, listen, I'm going to talk to 5 more people today. You can lock in your spot. I'm going to go do it anyways. You can figure out whatever you need to figure out, but I'd highly recommend that you take a spot, because one of these 5 people could get started or not get started. Sorry, one of these 5 people that get started could be an absolute stud who puts in 30, 40,000 people into your group. Or you could wait and decide and come in tomorrow after that person, and you could miss out on 30 or 40,000 people, which would all be earning you an income stream and a residual income. So the decision is yours. Do you want that spot, or do you want to think about it and come in after those people?
So that creates the urgency that you need to start popping in forms left and right. The second thing is, yes, you want to contact mom, grandma, etc., but you also need to think about some players, people that are connected. They're highly connected, have a lot of money, a lot of influence, and they are promoters. Who do you know that would be really good at this? Call them first. You want to say to them, like, listen, I'm working on building a championship team. Love to have you on the team. Here's what we're working on. And have them help you grow your organization. And of course, once a new person is started, you want to make sure they are plugged into Chad and Natita, to cnworldgn.com, into, you know, Mr. Mike Sims, and into all the great leaders in this company, because it's very important that they catch the vision. Vision is caught, it is not taught. We've already talked about this. You want to set the pace. They need to get their first 2 within 48 hours. Most people, you guys, can get their first 2. We've had people getting their first 2 within 6 to 12 hours. There's absolutely no reason to wait. What are they waiting for?
You're the most excited. Your people are the most excited in the first 48 hours. They just seen the video. They just caught the vision of the company. You got to capitalize on that excitement, you guys. Excitement and enthusiasm creates urgency. And not only that, by getting those people started, it's going to create stories, right? It's like when they're going to talk to their friends, they're like, I made my investment back in my first 48 hours. Would you like me to show you how I did it? Or, hey, in my first 7 days, I was able to earn an extra $1,500. Would you like me to show you how I did it? No, I don't want to learn how to make an extra $1,500. You know what I mean? It's a big difference than I've been in for 3 weeks and nothing's happened. As opposed to, hey, in my first 7 days, I made $2,000. Would you like me to show you how?
Yeah. So you guys want to make sure, if people want to go fast, you want to get them their first 10 in 7 days. And that's what's going to, now listen to me. If you're a 6 or 7 figure guy and you want to go make some money, they need 10 in 7 days. And anybody can do that if they take action. But you got to like set the pace, and people do what you do, not what you say. Dogs do not chase parked cars. So you better get moving.
Oh, that's a good point now that you brought that up. We just had this conversation with a couple of my leaders. You guys, dogs don't chase parked cars, Paul Roberson used to say. So you got to get really good with the word, get used to the word next, 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 next. You ask that question, what do you like best about what you saw? Do you see yourself just being a customer, or did you catch the vision, want to earn some money and capitalize on the timing? When all kinds of excuses, those people, you know what? I totally understand. You know, there's certain qualities and characteristics of people that I'm looking to partner with at this beginning stage of as I launch my business, and you just don't have it right now. And that's totally fine. So would it be okay if I called you back in 3 months and told you about all the success that I'm having? Thanks for your time. Have an awesome day. Next. Move forward. And you got to mentally let those people go and keep moving down the road. They're going to watch you. They're watching you. And if you're running down the road, they're going to be chasing you. Dogs don't chase parked cars. But if you're camping out and like, oh, I wonder if Melanie's going to sign up. You know, she was thinking about it. She needed to talk to her spouse. And it's on your mind all the time. It's hard to move forward when you've got a 10-pound bag of cement tied around your neck trying to climb Mount Everest. You want to get to Mount Everest, you got to pack light. And how you pack light is, number one, have rep funerals early and often, and get used to the word next, 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 next.
And Chad and Natita, actually, on one of our first meetings, we were sitting there, and remember, Natita said, always ask the question, who do you know that'd be good at this?
Oh, yeah, sorry. That's the great point.
Right?
For the ones that aren't ready to get started and they're giving you excuses and it just doesn't work for them, just say, you know what? There's certain qualities and skills that I'm looking for as I'm launching my business, because this thing, we're not playing with this thing. Like right now is a moment in time that is extremely crucial for the launch of this business going global as we're launching North America. And I understand it's not a fit for you, but who do you know? Who do you know that would be awesome at this?
So you guys, the less you talk, the more you make. The ones that talk too much don't make so much money. But if you show the videos, use the scripts, money, money, money all day long. And take massive immediate action. We know that that's the key. So here's the thing, and the 2 slides left and we're done. Number 1, stoke your fire. You have a dream. That's why you're here. You have a dream to become financially independent. Maybe you want to make an extra $2,000 a month. Maybe you want to retire your parents, live in a yacht, drive a yacht. What do you do with the yacht? I don't even know. Float on a yacht.
Find out in Miami.
Like, party on a yacht, right? So whatever. But you have a dream. You've got to stoke that into a burning hot desire, because no one's going to do that for you, and the world's going to try and steal it from you. Listen, we've been doing this 10 years. You've got leaders that have been doing this 20 years. You think that the world hasn't tried to steal their dream? You think that, President Millionaire Mr. Mike Sims going to the top of this company in his first, week? Hasn't had people try and steal his dream, push him down, tell him not to? Of course he has. But he's stoked a burning hot desire inside of himself that will not be put out by other people.
Your desire has to outweigh your fears and the people trying to hold you back. Understand that problems are always going to be here. You don't want to wish for it to be easier. You want to wish for you to be better, to overcome those problems. So Melanie's talking about you must stoke that fire into a burning desire, be plugged in to win. Here's the deal, you guys, straight up. There's a battle that goes on inside each and every one of us, and it's faith or fear. Every single decision that we make in life and every single decision that every prospect makes in life is based on faith or fear. And the one that wins is the one that you feed. There's an old story or an old proverb about the old Cherokee Indian, a grandfather talking to his grandson, and he's telling him the story about these 2 wolves that live inside of him. One wolf is all full of jealousy and envy and anger and trying to, cut people down, and fear and anxiety and worry and doubt and, all of this stuff. And then there's another wolf inside of you that's filled with joy and love and peace and prosperity and expansion and expression and all the things, that are pure, noble and good, And then so the grandson asks his grandfather, he says, which one of the wolves wins? And he said, whichever one you feed. So you guys, you got to plug in to win. You need to be feeding your faith and starving your fear. As you go out into the marketplace, people are going to try to feed you fear. As you listen to news, people are going to try to feed you fear. As you try to step out from the crowd, the people that you hang out with now, they're going to be like crabs in a bucket trying to pull you back. You got to feed your faith, starve your fear. How you do that is surround yourself with winners. Be plugged in. Be on the Zoom meetings. Be on the training calls. Watch, go to cnworldgn.com, Chad and Natita's site, and watch the training videos, you guys. Every time I talk, if I go 4 or 5 calls where I don't get a result and people are like, oh, that's not going to work, it's too expensive. My aunt tried one of those things and it didn't work. Right? You know what? That used to pull me down. And for a moment, I get a little bit, I get discouraged and doubt sets in. And then what I do, I go and watch a training video. This morning, I was watching a training video of my mentor, Paul Orbison. I highly encourage you to go to YouTube, Google Paul Orbison, Unleash Your Potential. Yeah. Watch that video. It was half an hour long. I was ready to rip the roof off my house, you guys. I fed my faith this morning. Here's another thing I want to say, too. One of our mentors, Floyd Wickman, he was telling a story about one of his book launches. He was at a major church in Detroit, and he was doing a book signing. And this guy came up, and he's like, hey, Floyd, will you write something inspirational in the inside of my book? I really need a kick in the butt. He goes, I want the key to success. And Floyd looked at the guy, and I can't remember his name. I think he said his name was Tom or something. He said, so let me get this straight, Tom. You want me to write something inspirational on the inside of the cover of this book because you need a real kick in the butt? And Tom was like, yeah, I do. So Floyd wrote, Dear Tom, when you learn how to kick your own ass, you've learned the secret to success. Love, Floyd. You guys, we got to kick our own ass every day.
So good. All right, guys, you can change your world with World GN. We're so excited. You can change your life. You can change your world. You can create massive success immediately right now. Winners are joining this team. Fired up. We are building a championship team. There are multiple 7-figure earners that have come together and created a conglomerate, literally, that's going to expand the globe, and you are a huge part of that. So what part do you want? Do you want a little piece or a big piece? It is going to be a global movement. And
well, it takes faith. It goes back to the same thing I said last slide. You guys, you got to feed your faith. Faith is the evidence of things hoped for, the substance of things hoped for, and the evidence of things not yet seen. Here's another great definition of faith, and this is exactly what we're doing here with the Diamond Network and World GN, you guys. Faith is the ability to see the invisible, to create the incredible, that the masses, the people call impossible. It's called vision, faith. Feed your vision, feed your faith, starve the fear, and let's go out and change the world.
Your job, get to team builder, then team what?
Developer.
And then diamond. So with that, you guys, make sure your new people get on this training so they know what to do. Be blessed. Have a great Saturday.